Welcome back everyone to more NR2003 gameplay. In today's video, we're in the Cup cars headed to Bristol Motor Speedway. But not just any Bristol, the Bristol 2019 BBMC Day version. Now we just got done running a race at Chicagoland on the BBMC version, so you guys know the type of quality that they have. But as I mentioned in that video, I just wish I had the system that was capable of showcasing it in all its glory. But we've made some concessions on the graphic side of things so that hopefully the frames per second will be in line with what we need to actually do some racing. But we've got 34 cars at Bristol. This should be quite a bit of fun.
Drivers, start your engines.
There you have it. We have received the command and we are underway. So we'll be starting in the 9th position as we get the green flag here very soon, because we're starting on the back straightaway. I decided not to do the full course parade lap, but we'll talk more about why we're starting 9th instead of last, and some of the frustrations I've had with this track so
Green
far.
flag, green flag, green, green, green.
So this track has indeed proved to be very frustrating. And we're going to try to make it through it.
Car outside.
He almost told me that I had a car outside too late. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was preparing my exit to head up to the wall. And I just happened to get it in time not to do that. So we almost had a big wreck right there.
16.683.
Alright, so let's talk about Bristol, and while this is the first opportunity that you guys are seeing, it is certainly not my first attempt at getting this race going. That is anything but the case. For me, this has been, it's over 10. I don't know how many, but it's been over 10. Essentially what's happened is the AI are being ultra aggressive. Like the type of aggressive I haven't seen at any other track so far. There's several possibilities for why. Of course, my first thought was maybe just the aggressiveness on the car set is too high. They're actually not very high. I actually have them a little bit lower than in some car sets that I've had in the past, and have never had this issue to this extent. I mean, you're always going to have some wrecks here and there, and that's okay. It's part of it, but not this many. Oh. All right, 22 put his nose in there, so I'm definitely going to give him room.
Clear. Car inside. Clear inside. 16.545.
But that shouldn't have been the issue. I went ahead and reduced it anyway. Of course, I can always go back and adjust those again. Using the N ratings program makes that pretty simple. If I just need to do a broad adjustment to all of the cars, which is what I did for aggressiveness, it has not helped with the issue. So essentially what's been happening is the AI have not been given any room to me or each other. So there have been numerous wrecks. So I'm hoping we can get a full race of 75 laps in here. But if it's not 75, I'll take maybe just 30. And we will move on with our day. And just call it a day there. And say, okay, that's a race, and we'll move on. Because sometimes that's just what you have to do. Maybe it's a full moon, and I didn't realize it, or something weird is going on, but me and Bristol are just not getting along right now.
16.097.
Wow, that loose on entry is just driving me nuts. Of course, NR2003 is famous for the feeling that you get on certain opportunities, certain behavior of the tires and the car in general. So it's certainly not perfect. in the physics category. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people who try to make it out that it's the perfect sim. It is anything but that. But it has a lot going for it, that is for sure. And it's certainly better than some other names that we're not going to talk about right now. But yeah, it has its fair share of issues itself.
16.128.
This track can exacerbate those issues for sure. But right now we are running 9th, and I am ecstatic about that. Mostly because we're actually getting some green flag racing.
16.091.
So if we can get some green flag racing in, that is really what matters to me. I am less worried about where we finish and more worried about laps run.
16.114.
But I know this is going to get real interesting once we catch the back of the field. Once we get into lap traffic, not just us, of course, you know, the cars in front of us here, the leaders and so on, and that's going to make things real dicey. So right now, we're single file and everybody's sort of doing their thing.
16.275.
And you hear the tires starting to talk to me a little bit. And I'm trying to be pretty easy with the car. I'm certainly not driving it hard.
16.135.
Now another thing I'm not sure about with this track, or this version of the track, is does it have multiple grooves? I have no idea the answer to that question. It might have multiple grooves, it might not.
16.2.
But I'm not planning on getting off the bottom if I don't have to. But of course, with that lap traffic I was talking about, that is entirely possible that we'll have to do something to get around that.
16.1.
But Bristol is pretty much just a four-wheel slide when you're going fast anyway, so it makes it even more challenging. There's a lot going on at this track, even without the traffic and dealing with that.
16.205.
But the car's handling pretty good, other than sometimes it just wants to get really loose on entry for what I will consider no apparent reason. I can't think of anything I'm doing because I am not charging these corners hard, and I am certainly not trying to, you know, run extremely fast laps here. I'm sort of biding my time because I'm just happy that we got green flag racing for the most part right now, and I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. I will be a happy man if he tells me at some point, hopefully I hear it, that we have reached halfway.
16.212.
Because that'll be the first hurdle. I have not made it to halfway yet in any of my attempts. I've made it close. But you can see we have, okay, we've caught the back of the field.
239.
Hopefully the AI will behave. Heck, hopefully I behave. So hopefully I can keep this car under control and we can keep things going. But passing is going to be frustrating. That's just the nature of Bristol.
16.497.
Especially the fact that the AI are all running right around the bottom. So we'll see how that all works out. So we've got the 33 car on the top. Let's see where we end up catching him.
16.297.
So far, so good. He's in the second groove. Whether by choice or not, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the 22 is doing, but I am in no hurry to jump in there and try to force him to do anything. If he leaves the door open, I will try to take it.
outside. Keep low.
So again, trying to give the 33 room.
507. Clear outside.
Okay, so we got that one done. All right, next is the 38 to see what Alfredo does.
16.395. Car outside. Stay low. That car's a lap down. Clear outside.
I tend to catch that apron on exit just way too often.
Still there. Stay low.
And that's what I get for trying to stay down that
Clear
low,
outside.
particularly on exit. Sometimes that left front will catch the apron, and it's not a huge deal, but if you're running side by side and you catch the apron, it does want to send the car straight. So generally, if I just sort of see it coming before it happens, I can get out of the gas right before it happens or right as it's happening, and it's not a big deal other than costing me some speed. Oh, here we go. 3 wide, and they're wrecking each other.
Inside. You're up
Yep,
top.
and
3
there we
wide.
go. They just
There's an
cannot
accident in
handle
turn 3.
it.
Clear.
So folks, as much as I hate to do this, that's it for today. It is just, it has not worked out. So let's try, while we're finishing things up today, let's try to get a replay. And you can see that just the 22's not letting off, the 5 is not stopping, and that is what causes a lot of wrecks. Now part of that, hey, it's just Bristol. You get connected like that. Let's watch that again. But you can see once they get into traffic, you can see it right there. The 5 doesn't want to lift. Boom. And there you go. Our day is over. Way too soon. Now we did make it to right around halfway. We were on lap 37. So we'll take it. That'll have to do for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around for more NR2003 gameplay.